Welcome back to Texas Boxing Scene. We're going to get into this fight that was announced, I guess it was Friday, formally announced. I haven't shown it yet, so I wanted to touch base on it. San Antonio's own Mario Barrios, Azteca, has returned, throwing off his first career loss um, to Tank Davis back in June, 11th round knockout in a fight he was 6 minutes away from being robbed in. Um, He's going to come back. He moves up to welterweight, which we reported on before. He's moving up to 147. He's all done at 140, which I think is the best. He had trouble making 40. 147. The fight, what I think is a future Hall of Famer, Keith Thurman. This is a big fight. It's a big test for both guys. I don't love this fight. It's a good fight. I don't love this fight for either guy. But let's get into I'll explain why. Barrios is coming off the first loss of his career, which is always a big kind of pill to swallow for an undefeated fighter, an undefeated world champion. You lose. He lost to a small guy. He lost to a small guy who could hit, and he didn't just lose. He got stopped. Now, it was a great fight. I thought Barrios was winning the fight, but he got stopped, right? And to go up in weight after being stopped by a small guy who's naturally a lightweight, who fought as low as 130, to go up and now fight what I think is a Hall of Fame welterweight, an A-plus fighter in Keith Thurman. It's a giant task, and I don't know why exactly. Not that he can't win the fight. I don't think it's the right fight. I would say Adrian Granados, Omar Figueroa, Thomas Delarme. What I really like would be like Josh Kelly. You don't want to put him in with a good fighter, the Mean Machine, although the Mean Machine can hit. A guy like that, he can win. He'll get through it. He'll be tested. I don't want to put him in with a killer. It's his first fight. Devin Alexander, Michael Fox, a name like that. Instead of just throwing him in with a Hall of Famer, sink or swim at 147, here fight one of the best welterweights of the era, if not the best welterweight of the era. Where's Amir Khan? Only Valanaji when you need him. He wouldn't fight Khan. Train together. I don't love the fight. I don't think it's the right fight. Devin Alexander, Robert Guerrero, Victor Ortiz, Francisco Santana. I think there's plenty of names that you could throw at him that you don't have to take this big of a fight right away. It seems like they're rushing into it. Now, he's getting paid. I haven't seen how much he's getting paid, but I'm sure he's getting a nice payday out of this fight. I'm sure it's well worth the money. It doesn't seem like the right fight at the right time. Now, look, if Thurman want to fight at 47, if he want to come back fight, if Barrios want to fight or two, and you want to make it 9 months, a year from now, I think that makes sense. I don't like it. It does. Like, don't you want to get acclimated to the division before you fight a Hall of Famer in that division? You guys remember Barrios starts out at 22. If you don't believe me, go back and look at his box record. Barrios was a 6 foot 122, 126 pounder, and he built his way up, built his way up, 30, 35, 40, now 47. But he comes from really small weight classes when he used to fight Cowboys in San Antonio on light Habitat cards. Now he's got the power. He's got pop. He's long. He's lengthy. He uses it. He uses his jab. He's good. I just think this is not that I'm not even saying he can't win a fight. I'm just saying I don't know why they're putting him in the biggest fight of his life against the best opponent he's ever faced, coming off his first career loss. It's like, let's get him a win. Let's fix what needs to be fixed. And then let's get to Keith Thurman or a name like that. That's why I don't love for Barrios. Why I don't love it for Thurman is, look, Thurman's been out of the ring for 2.5 years. He's 6 months away from being eligible for the Hall of Fame. If something came up and this fight didn't happen, and he didn't fight again until next July, he'd be eligible for the Hall of Fame 3 years out of the Sports No Fights. You're eligible for the Hall of Fame. That's how long Keith Thurman has been inactive for. Keith Thurman has taken, if you just go back, right, and you really look at Keith Thurman's career now, he's 33. Okay, so he's not here anymore, right? In 2015, when he scored that big win over Collazo, he took 13 months off for Sean Porter. Took 9 months off for Danny Garcia. Took 2 years off for Josecito Lopez. Then for Pacquiao 6 months later. He's been out of the ring 2.5 years. So at 6.5 years, he's fought. So since the Collazo fight, we'll say from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. 6 years, he's fought 4 times. He's fought 4 times. I've never seen a fighter take as much time off and waste away the absolute prime years. If I said, what's your prime years? 27 to 32. He's wasted those years, fought 4 times. Now, he's fought big names. He lost to Pacquiao, beat Lopez, but he's got wins over Garcia and Porter, which is what makes him Hall of Fame worthy. I do think he's one win away, and I do think he'll get that. Whether it's Barrios or not, I don't know. But the guy that inactive, that he fights 4 times in 6 years. Barrios is nothing to play with. It's a big fight. Like, don't you want to fight? Go fight Devin Alexander. Go fight someone you can beat up. Like I said, Francisco Santana, Adrian Granados. Go fight someone like that to sharpen your teeth, because you've been out of the ring a long, long, long time. And why don't you fight a welterweight, not a guy just coming up to welterweight? You're a career welterweight. You've been a welterweight your whole career. I talked to Keith Thurman 2 years ago. He weighed 190 pounds. So he comes all the way down to fight a small guy. Why don't you fight a welterweight, right? Why don't you fight Michael Fox? Well, why don't you fight someone like that? And then if you win, then we can do the Barrios fight. But, him beating Barrios right now is not written in stone. Like, Barrios could beat him. Barrios stays sharp. Barrios fights, but Keith Thurman has been out of the ring. Now, this is Thurman from 2016. Yeah, Thurman wins the fight because he's a natural welterweight. He's an A++ fighter. But we don't know what we're getting with Keith Thurman. He hasn't been in the ring in 2.5 years. So I think Barrios is getting him at a good time. But also to flip that around, I don't know. Is Thurman better now? Is he rested now? Is his body feeling good because he's been out of the ring for so long? Or is he going to be completely sloppy? I don't know. And Barrios is the wrong guy, I think, to kind of test that out with. So I don't really like the fight for either one, but the fight, I think, it's fireworks. I think it's a fun fight. I think it's an entertaining fight. You're going to have, Barrios who's used to fighting shorter people. Still going to be much taller than Keith Thurman. He's going to be able to use his jab. I never thought Thurman jabbed enough. If Barrios can control this with his jab, and Thurman, who does get hit, can get touched up, I think Barrios has a path to victory in this fight, although he's going to be an underdog in this fight. I think it's possible. I think each guy has a path to victory, and I think it's going to be, Barrios is a warrior. Keith Thurman's got a lot of dog, and Keith Thurman likes to fight. So I think this fight actually ends up being a fun fight and an entertaining fight, even though I don't love the fight. I wouldn't make this fight for either guy. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share on all forms of social media. 3D Boxing, but also the Texas Boxing Scene channel. Completely dedicated to Texas boxing. All proceeds go to autism research and recovery. Please share, like, and subscribe. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.